My goal tonight, and for every night that you all are here, is to really inspire sound sleep so that you can welcome sweet dreams. And tonight, I got to thinking about mind traveling. And this is something that I have done through the years, but within the last 5 years, I would say I've done it quite more frequently. Going back to times in my life where joy lived and promise was very alive. It's something about revisiting those spaces that just caused me to feel hope again, remember who I was, remember how I showed up in life. It's like prior to all of the humdrum and the experiences that I had gone through in life that caused me to second guess. Um, I visited during my mind travel, I visit innocent spaces and places where I had unwavering courage. And it's a practice that really helps you to connect to the truest essence of who you are, who God created you to be. And it also, and I have to look at my notes here because a lot just came out when I started thinking about this, but it's a way to reconnect to the moments and memories where I felt true and unconditional love. Sometimes those visits would go back to when I gave birth to my daughters. I can still smell the scent of the nurses that were in the room when I had my second daughter. I even purchased that scent. It's called Ignacio. It's an Italian scent. But going back to that moment when I first laid eyes on her, first holding her, smelling her hair, it helped me to remember how strong I am as a woman to be able to give birth to life. And it makes me emotional just thinking about it because it was such a beautiful experience to have this bundle of joy in my hand. I think motherhood is a great gift, and you don't have to give birth to be a mother, but mothering children, whether you're a teacher or you're an auntie or a godmother, it's the greatest gift. Sometimes I travel back to remind myself of what it felt like to be free. Prior to all of the judgments that we obtain or get, that lay upon us because of the things that we've gone through in life, the experiences that we've had. I shared earlier on the call that after my divorce and it was a whole situation, y'all, for years. I felt like a failure. I felt like I don't make really good decisions, but being able to travel back in time in my mind, going back to high school when a stranger, a girl who didn't even know me, came and asked me if I would go to the clinic with her. She was scared, and it was something about my spirit that caused her to come to me. We were in the same grade level. We were seniors at the time, but I didn't really run with her crowd. She didn't run with mine, but she came to me. And so when I think back on that experience, it's like there's something that you're emitting from who you are that the spirit grabs it. The spirit of another person grabbed who I was at the essence. And then many, many years later, when she attended my grandmother's funeral and they were talking about my grandmother and all the things that she had done and who she was to people, after the funeral, that girl, she came to me. She was a woman at the time then, but she was like, I see why God sent me to you, because of the lineage and what you come from. So traveling back in your mind, it helps you to share and well, it helps you to be free to dream, free to believe in something bigger than yourself. And it also helps you to get a new perspective. And this is a great activity to do before you go to bed. I'll share another experience. For many, many years, when I thought about my high school graduation, the only thing I thought about with it was sadness. Because before my high school graduation, my mother We had a big fight for, I mean, I don't know what it was about, but I ended up having to catch the bus to my high school graduation, and I didn't know if any of my family members would be there or anything. And for years, I carried the feeling of not being loved, the important things in my life. It always seemed like there was something negative around the big and exciting and happy moments in my life. And so when it came up to my recent graduation from graduate school, that experience kept coming up, the thoughts and all the things. And I was living with my mother at the time. And so I went back in my mind and I went back to my sixth grade graduation, which was also my birthday, and how my mother, she took me out to McDonald's, me, my sister, and my cousin, and she got us a sausage biscuit, and it was the greatest experience. And so from that place, I said, you know what? I'm gonna create an experience that I want to have. And so I took my mother to McDonald's on the day of my graduation, and we had that. I recreated that experience, and it was so beautiful. But the another part to this thing is that God showed me, yes, that was your experience of you having to catch the bus, and you feeling alone, and you feeling sad. But the other side, see, going back, traveling back in your mind, it gives you different perspective. You can see things from a different angle. God said, despite all of that, you showed up for yourself. You showed up, you put your cap and gown on. You didn't let people know what was going on. You went there and you celebrated yourself. You was proud. You were happy for you, and you didn't let who didn't show up or whatever. The night ended up being an okay night. My mom came. I think my grandparents came. But traveling back in our minds, it allows us to see things from a different perspective. And I didn't know that people really did this until I read a book by one of my favorite people in the world. She just recently passed, Gladys McQuarrie. She wrote a book called The Well-Lived Life. And she talked about how she did that in some of the darkest moments of her life. And even just to reconnect to who she was back then. As you age, we've talked about it on the call, we don't have the same mobility, or we can't do the things that we used to do or whatever, but being able to just go back and feel and have that experience with all five senses, man, it's such a beautiful experience. And it just opens you up to gratitude and just to see life from a more appreciative way, and see, that you've lived life. You've lived life. I've had these experiences. Even though I've had 2 divorces, when I got married to those men, I really loved them. And I thank God for the experiences that I had with them. And so it allows you to recreate the narrative, to change how you see yourself, how you perceive you've lived life. And so I just encourage you, as you prepare for bed tonight, just travel back in your mind and reflect. You just choose one experience, reflect on the valuable insight that it offered to you, and feel it with your whole being, whether it's Sunday dinner with your family. Try to remember what it was like chewing the food and the laughter that went around the table, or the time where, loved ones that have now passed, they were here, and the memories that you all were able to create. And I promise you that as you drift off to sleep, your mind will be at peace, your heart will be at ease, and that is the perfect setup for sweet dreams to come and serenade you. And so that's what I had tonight. One last piece is, a lot of people say that, we should leave our past in the past, but I beg to differ. I believe that the past, just like our dreams, they offer us wisdom, they offer us clarity, they offer us knowledge that will help us navigate this life effectively and creatively. And so I hope that you all have sweet dreams tonight, and I look forward to seeing you all again back here Tuesday. Good night, everybody.